Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, would you please rise for the academic procession and remain standing for the singing of O Canada?
Asiam Nasiaya, Thikum Quinam Sap, Haitapkan Siam and Siaya. Antachachlia, Fanamana Kamora, Talitsap, Chacha Humasquiam Tamas. Fanamana Sitlu, As Tatsamkin Siam. Stettenoid Stamitin, Stetson Aino, Aithen Squallow Kutni Kutnala, Snowayeth Town. Snowayeth Lalem Nasiam Nasiaya. Aitan Squallowin, Nihai, Tanashquals, Konita Makan. Good afternoon, my honored and respected friends. My name is Christy Charles, and I come from Musqueam. My daughter, the granddaughter of Satsumpkin, Kamora Christine, is here today. And we just would like to congratulate all the families and all the students who are walking across the stage today. And Meetep Kutquilam to Snowayeth Lalem. Welcome to Snowayeth Lalem, CM. Ready? Let's go. Come on. Hiya, hey yo, hey, hiya, hey yo, hey, ya, hey yo, ya, hey yo, hey, hey ya, he yo, hey, hey ya, he yo, hey ya, hey yo, ya, hey yo, hey, Haitep kata siyala kwaat, mitep quinamit, itan atometh tanashwaya. Hiya, hey yo, hey, hiya, hey yo, hey, ya, hey yo, ya, hey yo, hey. Haitep kata ai masteoch, mitep quinamit, itan atometh tanashwaya. Hiya, hey yo, hey, hiya, hey yo, hey, ya, hey yo, ya, hey yo, hey, hey, hey ya, he yo, hey, hey ya, he yo, hey, ya, hey yo, ya, hey yo, hey. Wamasqua mustayoch talitap siam. Waholio, waholio, waholio haya. Sialakwas imenamas haitap siam. Wamasquim mustayoch wanata shwala kwa. Waholio, waholio, waholio haya. Waholio, waholio, waholio sasnam haya. Haitap kan siam and siaya.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard
Thank you, Emily. Emily King is a student in our Theatre Arts Studio 58 program. Please be seated. Mr. President, representatives of the board, members of faculty and staff, honored guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Snawaith Laylam, Langara College, and thank you for joining us today. I declare open this 2017 Convocation of Langara College. This convocation is assembled for the granting of credentials and awarding of honours. My name is Dr. Ian Humphreys. I am the Provost and Vice President Academic and Students at Langara College, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. Please be aware that this ceremony is being recorded for viewing in other parts of the campus and on our website. On behalf of Snawaith Laylam, I wish to acknowledge with respect the history, customs, and culture of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Musqueam Nation, on whose traditional lands we are meeting today. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of our platform party. Please hold your applause until everybody has been introduced. Dr. Lane Trotter, President and Chief Executive Officer. Rules now. Mrs. Gerda Kraus, Board Governor, Chair of Education Council, and Division Chair, Mathematics and Sciences. Obviously the most popular person up here. Ms. Jessie Smith, Board Member, Langara Faculty Association. Mr. Victor Soka, Vice President, Administration and Finance. Ms. Gail Sparrow, former Chief of Musqueam First Nation and Langara Elder in Residence. Dr. Catherine Kalin, Canada Research Chair in Quantum Materials Theory at McMaster University and 2016 Langara Outstanding Alumni Award recipient and today's keynote speaker. Mr. Theodore Reiniak, retired faculty member of physics who will be awarded the Emeritus designation at today's ceremony. Mr. A.J. Patel, Vice President, External Development. Ms. Margaret Heldman, Dean, Faculty of Science. Ms. Jacqueline Bradshaw, Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences and Management. Mr. Ian McBain, Dean, Faculty of Arts. Mr. Robin McQueen, Division Chair, Health Sciences. Mr. Clayton Monroe, Dean of Student Services and Registrar. Ms. Dawn Palmer, Vice President, People Services. Mrs. Moira Gugstetter, Director, College Advancement, and Executive Director, Langara College Foundation. Dr. Patricia Aroka Roulette, Department Chair, Chemistry. Mr. Ryan Causey, Department Chair, Kinesiology. And Mrs. Eugene Lim, Department Chair, School of Nursing. I would also like to recognize special guests who have joined us in the audience today. Norma Lennock, Faculty Emeritus, Kinesiology. Hi, Norm. And also to recognize representatives from the Langara Students' Union. Thank you all for joining us today. And now you can applaud. At this time, I invite Gail Sparrow, former Chief of Musqueam First Nation and Langara Elder in Residence, to bring traditional greetings.
Well, you can give me a standing ovation when I finish, okay? That's our custom. Itchuayel, ICMs, which is warm welcome in the Hunkaminam language of the Musqueam First Nations. And we add CM because of the importance of all of you that are here, your CMs, supporting your students, your children, your family members that have gone through Langara College and are graduating here today on a day where we've been blessed with liquid sunshine, we call it. And I want you to know that it's special in our culture and tradition that it rains, because then the heavens have opened and it's all renewed and refreshed. The other students had to go through the hot sun, and you've been able to receive the liquid sunshine pour down upon you today. So the Musqueam First Nations is known to be the most progressive band in Canada. We reside around probably a 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive from here. Like when there's construction, I've said in the past convocations, it's almost an hour because of all the construction taking place. You head west, we reside in a 400-acre property, a population of 1,300 strong. Musqueam have always been known to be the ones that are very welcome people. We always welcome people everywhere we go and have it opened up, our hearts and our minds. We have a theme of one heart, one mind, one spirit. And we use that as a theme to get along in our communities. So Naoth is a name that is blessed upon Langara College. I think when a village moved its site from this area hundreds of years ago, I think they knew that, oh, one day we're going to have to leave that land behind so Langara could have a college there, and move the main village site over to the Fraser River down by the south part of Vancouver. But this college resides on the traditional territory of the Musqueam First Nations. It was blessed with a name 2 years ago, Sonawath Laylam, which means house of teachings. Our people lived in longhouses, probably not more than 120 years ago. That's how young we are. And our life in the longhouse is at the head of them was a matriarch and patriarch, our elders, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our aunts, and our uncles, and we all had a portion partitioned off where we would reside in the house. And there we learned, through our Sonawath, with our good teachings that we kept, and we breathed in, we breathed out, became part of every breath. And if you chose not to listen to your teachings that were taught to you and you took in bad energy, then that stayed with you. So it was your choice. I know the students here today under Sonawath Laylam, Langara College, have breathed in many hours and long hours of study and great teachings from this institute. This institute also is on ground that is got our history written. If you open up the earth, that is our history, our story. Musqueam is rich also in cultural and traditional teachings. We're also rich also in education, because education is knowledge and knowledge is power. We were taught by our elders and our parents never to quit. They never raised quitters. When I graduated from high school, my grandfather called me to his home and he asked me to look at my certificate, and I opened it up, and I was proud in 1971 to graduate from grade 12. And he opened up and he says to me, well, good, you keep going forward. And you keep learning and growing, because education is the key to our future. And remember, Gail, it doesn't say anywhere in that certificate does it say quit. So I don't expect you to quit anything that you start. And I share that with the students today, because Langara produces the best and the highest grade of education of students that are going to thrive and achieve anything they will strive to do after today. So go forward and don't be quitters, be winners. Take that education and that knowledge and to go forth and make a place in your life that people are going to benefit from. Musqueam has been known to also be ones of welcoming, because if we stand for something, we don't fall for anything. And we've had many leaders strong in their education and knowledge, not taught through institutes. And I'm wearing today a robe, which is a replica of a hand-woven robe, which I gained as the former chief. You earn that also and honor it through the wisdom and teachings you receive. So you've gone through your years here at Langara. I've gone through my years of life earning my robe that I have today, and you have yours. We want you to know that you're welcome anytime to come to our community. We're not too far from here. You reside on the land of our traditional territories. This is our homeland. You are part of our homeland. You are our family, and we want you to know you're always welcome. The president, before I close, also has something I forgot to respect when I opened it. His name is Stakaya, which means wolf. So he's the head of the pack here. He's the head of the wolf gang. He's the head of the family, and his name's Stakaya. And my blanket I have is also the wolf design. So I also listen to him. He's the big guy. So anyway, I want you to know that we will always strive in our works and our efforts as First Nations. We put our hands up always to each other, and I ask in closing that we put our hands up together, high into the sky, and say, Haichka, Haichka my CMs, from the Musqueam First Nations, for this traditional celebration of the graduates from St'nēweth-Le'um Langara College, so Haichka and Haioa. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail, for that important greeting. We truly value our relationship with the Musqueam Nation, and we appreciate your participation today. I now invite Gerda Kraus, board member of the Langara Board of Governors, to bring greetings to Convocation.
Thank you, Ian. Dr. Trotter, members of the Platform Party, honored guests, faculty and staff, graduates, and supporters of those being celebrated here today. It is my privilege to bring greetings and congratulations to you, our graduates, on behalf of Langara's Board of Governors. It's an exciting day, a time to reflect on your hard work and achievements, a time to celebrate this very important milestone. Your time at Langara has been a time of learning and exploring. You've gained new knowledge, new skills, and probably new friends. Your confidence in your abilities has grown, and you've learned to look at the world in new ways. You'll be taking all that with you as you move on into careers or further education. We also congratulate your family and friends who've supported and encouraged you along the way. As the parent of a former Langara graduate, I understand the importance of that role and the pride of watching your success. As a board, we're also proud of your achievements. We wish you well and trust that your experiences at Langara will continue to fuel your success in the future. And we hope that you'll stay in touch through the Alumni Association and keep us informed of your further adventures. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Gerda. I now am pleased to call upon President Lane Trotter, who will bring greetings.
Good afternoon, everyone. Platform Party, colleagues, students, guests, welcome to the 2017 Convocation ceremony of Langara College. Before I continue, I want to acknowledge and thank the Musqueam Nation on whose unceded territory Langara College is situated. In fact, the college is located on what was once the site of a Musqueam village. Langara thanks the Musqueam First Nation for their support and for giving the college the name St'nēweth-Le'um, which means House of Teachings. Langara is a special place that helps students pursue their goals, whether it's to further studies or to gain the skills needed to enter the labor market or to career advancement or transition. And since Langara's inception in 1965, the college has always been focused on helping students succeed. From our beginning, whether that was in temporary facilities until our current campus opened in 1970, or when we became an independent institution in 1994, students have always been at the center of all we do. And to date, Langara has more than 100,000 alumni who've gone on to pursue their dreams and add their skills and talents to the richness and diversity of our society. Their contributions and have made our community a better place, and in return, the community has continued to place its trust in Langara to educate and train not only the next generation of young people, but to support those seeking pathways to a better future. But we would not be here today celebrating the success of our graduates without the people that have supported them during their education. We need to thank those, many of whom are here today, who have supported you, our students, while you pursued your studies, whether it was your parents, other family members, spouses and significant others, or even friends. And I particularly want to acknowledge and thank our faculty and staff for their dedication and commitment to your education and success. Finally, I also want to acknowledge and thank the Langara College Foundation and those members from our community who have donated funds to create scholarships and bursaries to support student success. They have all played a role in helping our students be here today. So on behalf of the college, I want to publicly thank all of those individuals for the support you have provided in helping our graduates succeed. To our students, you've achieved a milestone in being here today, but before you leave, I want to take this opportunity to offer some advice. Recently, I had the privilege to listen to Julie Payette speak at the annual Colleges and Institutes Canada conference about her experiences as an astronaut, seeing Earth from space from both the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station, which is a partnership between the United States, Europe, Japan, Canada, and Russia. It has been in space for 16 years with a goal to use science to constantly push the limits of knowledge. One of the points that Ms. Payette made is that we seldom hear about the International Space Station because it works. She also said, in space, performance, skills, ability, and competence are what count, not gender or race. Furthermore, Ms. Payette indicated that the International Space Station has both Russian and American components and modules that were made by different measurement systems, but they fit together. The International Space Station demonstrates how 5 different and sometimes competing nations can work together, because any failure in space can be catastrophic. Ms. Payette also said that seeing Earth from space put things in perspective about how tiny and tenuous the planet actually is. She noted that there is only a fragile 100-kilometer cushion of air to the ground to space. And to put that in perspective, it would take you 1 hour, driving at 100 kilometers an hour, to go from the ground to the edge of the atmosphere and touch space. So anything that affects that cushion will have an immediate impact on all of us. She also noted that from space, you can go from Vancouver to St. John's in 9 minutes, and you see a sunrise and sunset every 45 minutes. Ms. Payette's perspective is that our planet is much smaller than we think. She said, in space you must work together. It is a dangerous endeavor. You must keep your mind on the pursuit of excellence. Otherwise, things go sideways. Her words are very appropriate, especially in today's unsettled world. And now more than ever, we must all work together or things will go sideways on us. Ms. Payette made another point that I thought was very applicable for today's convocation ceremony. She said, whether in space or in a college, it's all about knowledge. What this means is that education is a journey, not a destination. So continue to build your knowledge and skills and recognize that today is not an end, but a milestone on the journey of your life. Her final words that I think were very salient were, champion the values that you believe in. It is important for us to stand up for the things we believe in to make a better society and a stronger community. But we must also be prepared to have a dialogue with those who disagree with us if we are to maintain the democratic structures that underpin our community, society, and country. We may disagree with each other, but it is incumbent upon all of us to be honest and protect our right to hold different perspectives. If we do not protect our ability to respectfully disagree with each other, then we risk a breakdown of our democratic institutions. So as you leave the college today to pursue your path, appreciate the opportunities that you have been provided and consider how you will contribute your knowledge, passion, energy to build a better, more prosperous, sustainable, fair, and democratic society. Because as Ms. Payette noted, we all share the same spaceship. Thank you for your time and patience. Enjoy your day. You've really earned it. Congratulations, but tomorrow the work begins. Thank you.
Thank you, President Trotter. At this time, Jessie Smith, board member of the Langara Faculty Association, will bring greetings to Convocation from the faculty. Jessie?
I think I'll have to lower this a bit. Thank you. It's a great honor for me to celebrate your achievements today on behalf of all faculty. Congratulations, everyone. And because I teach Latin American Studies, I will say felicitaciones a todas y todos. As your teachers, we love to see the light of learning in your eyes. And when you grasp a new concept or when you learn a new skill, it gives us great pride and joy, especially when you teach us new things. That's even better. To get here today, we know that all of you have worked really hard. You've pulled all-nighters, you complained in our offices, but sometimes given all the effort that you've made, it's hard to remember that in fact you are among the luckiest people in the world. Only 7% of the world's population has the opportunity to get a college education. And graduates, you really deserve this education. It's your human right, but it's also a responsibility. As your teachers, we've honed into you the importance of an evidence-based approach. You guys are all scientists, you know about this. We hope that you will go into the world and use this in your daily life as well, in all of your workings with people, using evidence as your guiding principle. Now more than ever, when you consider what's going on south of the border, it's even more important that we see it as our responsibility as educated citizens to uphold a fierce commitment to seeking out the truth of things and using reliable facts, not alternative ones. So I would like to just share with you a couple of bits of advice that my grandmother, who died last year at 90, shared with me. She said, "Jessie, good times and bad times come and go. In our society, there's a myth that we're always going to be happy. I bet you guys think school's done, it's all good from here on in. But the reality is, it's not always that way, and that's okay. And that's a good lesson to take forward in life." My grandma also told me to be happy with what you got. And she grew up in the Depression and raised a family under very difficult post-war conditions. And so this is a really good thing to keep in mind, because in our society, there's so much emphasis on accumulating possessions. But research on happiness, that evidence-based approach again, shows us that once our basic needs are met, happiness comes less from more stuff, but more from fully appreciating the simple things in life, like that wind on your cheek or that rose that you're going to actually stop and smell, and also from a sense of meaning in your life. Now, for you, you might find meaning in your paid work, or you might find it in your volunteer work. It doesn't really matter where, as long as you remember that true happiness comes most often from giving than it does from taking. If you will indulge me, I would like to share with you one final lesson from Langara. I've been teaching at Langara for 17 years, and one of the themes that I see happening is that students are under more stress than ever. And so something that I've been doing lately in my classes before quizzes and exams is a little bit of mindfulness training. So I'd like to do that today with you, is to focus on our breath. And we're going to take 3 deep, beautiful breaths together, and I hope that you'll use this skill right before your post-graduation interviews. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to let out all the breath, and then you're going to follow my arm, and we're going to breathe in together, the whole room, and then you're going to watch my arm, and we'll breathe out 3 times. It'll be a great skill for you as you go forward. So ready? Let all that air out, and in. How's that feel? Pretty good, huh? Give it a try. So, I would like you to remember, use evidence as your guiding principle. It's okay if life's hard sometimes, it'll pass. be happy with what you got, and breathe. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessie. I'll just bring this microphone back now. I now ask President Trotter to present today's Convocation Award.
Thank you, Ian. It is with great pleasure that I present today's award. Emeritus is Latin for having merited one's discharge by service. It is an honorary title conferred to a retired faculty or professional staff to recognize their distinguished service to an organization. At this ceremony, we would like to recognize Faculty Emeritus Theodore Reiniak. Ted, would you please step forward while I introduce you? Ted was born in Poland and emigrated to Canada in 1928 and has had an accomplished and varied career. After joining the Canadian Air Force as a wireless mechanic during World War II, Ted attended the University of British Columbia, where he completed his Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Education, and a Master's of Education. Initially teaching elementary school, he moved to teaching high school and then adult education. And Ted has been an inspiring physics teacher. He is an innovator who deeply influenced the high school physics curriculum, co-writing a core text used in the school system. He was an inaugural member of the Vancouver City College, which later became Vancouver Community College, and then this campus, Langara College. As a department head, Ted continuously ensured the physics lab equipment was kept up to date and the course topics were fun and relevant to capture the imagination of his students, one of whom may be here today. Since retiring in 1984, Ted has learned to play string quartet music on the violin and has played with a number of chamber music groups. He continues to be an inspiration to many. We're very proud of Ted. Congratulations.
It is now my very great pleasure to introduce Catherine Kalin, who will give today's convocation address. And I did confess to Catherine I was somewhat intimidated about having to read her biography, and I think you'll all understand why when I do. But also, I hope that you will recognize the importance of Catherine's presence with us today in recognizing Ted as well. Dr. Kalin was born in Grand Forks, British Columbia, and grew up in East Vancouver, where she graduated from Gladstone High School. After working for a few years and hitchhiking for 9 months in North Africa and Europe, she enrolled in what was then Vancouver Community College at Langara, when her first physics teacher since high school was Ted Reiniak, today's Emeritus Award recipient. She completed a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Physics at the University of British Columbia and completed her PhD in Theoretical Physics at Harvard University. After a postdoctoral fellowship at the Kavli Institute for Theoretical Physics in Santa Barbara, Dr. Kalin took up an assistant professor position at McMaster University. Dr. Kalin is currently the Canada Research Chair in Quantum Materials Theory at McMaster University, and her field of study is novel electron behaviors in metals, including high temperature and other exotic superconductors. Fancy stuff. Dr. Kalin has held the Sloan, Stacey, and Guggenheim Fellowships and is a Fellow of the American Physical Society and the Canadian Institute for Advanced Research. She was recently named the Simons Fellow in Theoretical Physics, the only Canadian among 14 North Americans in 2016 to receive this honor. Dr. Kalin currently serves on the boards of Gordon Research Conferences, annual reviews of condensed matter physics, Nature Partner Journal, Quantum Materials, and the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation. In 2016, she was also recognized as a Langara Outstanding Alumni Award winner. Please extend a warm welcome to Dr. Catherine Kalin.
Okay, President Trotter, members of the board, faculty, graduates, family, and friends. It's a pleasure to be here today to speak to and congratulate the Langara graduating class. I myself owe a great deal to Langara, even though I was here for only a year. In that year, I was educated, inspired, counseled, and then launched on a path which would lead to my becoming a physicist and a professor. These days, I spend my time thinking about how electrons in solids can condense into exotic superconductors, how their wave functions become entangled, and how the topology of this entanglement might be used to stabilize quantum bits of information to make quantum computing possible. However, for the 2 decades before Langara, the idea of going to university, much less doing physics, was the furthest thing from my mind. Langara helped me overcome a troubled past, and it's unlikely I'd be a physicist were it not for Langara. I'd like to tell you a bit about the role that Langara played in my life and the lessons that I learned. I grew up in Vancouver in a poor and dysfunctional family. There was violence and mental illness, and I spent much of my childhood in a foster home or on welfare. School was a grim but relatively safe place. One of the few things I enjoyed about it was mathematics, which came easily to me. What I didn't enjoy was physics. My grade 9 teacher had antiquated ideas about girls in physics, which turned me off, so I didn't take any physics in high school. I attended Gladstone High in East Vancouver, and my girlfriends and I were a bit wild and disruptive in class. Fortunately, my math teacher came up with a brilliant idea to deal with this. He had me and my friends turn our desks around at the back of the classroom, and it became my job to teach them math for the year. This deepened my love of mathematics and helped us all survive. Afterwards, I finished high school as fast as I could, graduating at age 16. After graduation, I moved to Grand Forks, where my grandmother lived and where I felt safe living on my own. But then I couldn't find enough work to pay my rent. I applied for welfare, but my caseworker told me that as a minor, the only way I could get support was if I went back to high school. So I registered for the remaining courses required for an academic science degree, plus a more practical business machines course, still avoiding physics. After that, I found an office job in Vancouver and saved up money for a long trip, as you heard, hitchhiking through North Africa and Europe. While I was away, my younger brother was murdered in a contract killing over a drug deal, and then I learned that my father was terminally ill, so I returned home. At that time, my mother was in and out of psychiatric wards, and my older brother was in prison. Although I could not have articulated it, it was obvious that I needed to escape the life I'd grown up in. Fortunately, I understood instinctively the importance of pursuing what I enjoyed and going with what I did best. 2 things I enjoyed were art and mathematics. I felt I could continue to enjoy art, but math would require more training. I had no idea what I could use math for. The thought of becoming a math professor would never have occurred to me. For one thing, it required talking to people, which is something I avoided as much as possible. Nevertheless, math seemed like it could be useful. I enrolled at Langara, which I could afford by continuing to work part-time, and they accepted me in the math science program with the courses I had taken on the advice of my welfare caseworker, but it was finally necessary to face the dreaded physics. As luck would have it, I had absolutely wonderful teachers, particularly Ted Riniak, today's award recipient, who showed me the connection between art and physics. He taught me that these are both ways of looking deeply at the world around us, perhaps seeing it differently than it had ever been seen before. He completely changed my view of physics, and with the encouragement of my Langara teachers, I transferred to UBC the next year to study math and physics. I still didn't know what I would do with them. I was advised that I could figure that out later. After graduating from UBC, I worked for a year at IBM in New York on their Jolson computer project, an early attempt to build a superconducting computer. From IBM, I went to Harvard for my PhD in theoretical physics, and then eventually on to McMaster as a professor. So you can see from this story that there's one very important thing that you, the graduating class, and I share. We have both had the opportunity to be inspired and mentored by the wonderful teachers here. Langara teachers set me on a path that I could never have anticipated, and that has given me the great privilege of spending my life searching for new knowledge and teaching my own students how to do that for themselves. None of this would have happened without two guiding principles which I intuited or perhaps stumbled upon, and which I recommend as guides for your future. The first is to pursue what you love. Your best chance for happiness and success is to spend your time on things that you care about and believe in. The second is to take your time and find your own path. It took me a while to figure out where I wanted to go. I learned that the best path in life, unlike in Euclidean geometry, is seldom a straight one. Take the time to try out different things and see what works for you. You'll end up wiser and stronger. New opportunities will arise, including ones that you might never have envisioned. Finally, the world has changed a lot since my student days, including in the degree of wealth and income inequality. In North America, much of this inequality can be directly attributed to education or the lack thereof. For me, education was the key to overcoming my past. At the time, I worried about juggling studies, part-time work, and going into debt with student loans, but now I know it was the best investment I ever made. It is equally true for all of you that what you have learned at Langara is tremendously valuable. It can be the foundation of a rewarding and long-lasting career, particularly if you apply the skills you've acquired to lifelong learning. So congratulations, class of 2017, on your success in your studies. You've come a long way. And if you find that you have benefited greatly from the dedication and encouragement of your teachers, I hope you have the opportunity, as I've had today, to come back and thank them. Good luck in all you do. Thank you for listening.
Dr. Kalin, thank you very much for that truly inspiring address. On behalf of Langara College, President Trotter would like to present you with a small gift in appreciation of your excellent remarks and for the time you spent with us today. And now, on to the presentation of the graduands, which I am sure is why most of you are here today. President Trotter, the candidates to be presented to you today and those who are absent have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective credentials. I ask that you confer upon each of them the credential which has been earned. Will the graduands please rise? Up.
By the authority granted to me by the government of this province, I admit you and those in absentia to the credentials to which you are entitled. We're very proud of you. Congratulations. Please be seated.
I always think there should be more words. Does everybody feel different now? We will now begin the presentation of our graduates. Notice the change from graduands to graduates. When each graduate is announced, they will stand here near the front corner of the stage to have their first photograph taken. They will then be greeted by some of our platform party members on my right and have a second photograph taken with President Trotter. Now, this bit can be a little bit confusing, we think, because some students forget to stop. So you're going to stop and have a photograph taken with the president. Faculty who would like to congratulate their graduates may approach the platform to my right. Audience members who want to move closer to the front for a photo of their graduate may come to the same side of the platform when it is close to the time that their graduate will cross the stage. Please be mindful not to block the view of others and return to your seats afterwards so that others may approach the front for photos. I now ask Margaret Heldman, Dean of the Faculty of Science, to announce the names of the graduates.
Associate of Science degree, okay. Graduating from the Faculty of Science with an Associate of Science degree, Harleen Singh Gill. David Ho. Akihiko Mori. Keen May Win. Graduating with a diploma in Arts and Science Biology, Mankitrit Kaur. Graduating with an Associate of Science degree in Chemistry, Esther Marano Gomez de Antrode. Graduating with an Associate of Science degree in Computer Science, Takdir Garewal. Tourson Corbin. Karen Lau. Marcelo Paco Zapata. Sartaj Karan Singh. Graduating with a diploma in computer studies, Harpreet Baines. Jasmine Ann Bayani. Taranvir Billing. Graduating with distinction, Russell Hanson. Gandeep Singh. Navkiran Preet Singh. Cooper Watts. Graduating with a post-degree certificate in diversity and inclusion leadership, ECTA. Ramya Beauregada. Harpreet Dhaliwal. Deepika Dutt. Bindu Gopalan. Harpreet Kaur Gruel. Amanpreet Kaur. Hardeep Kaur. Graduating with distinction, Jatinder Kaur. Maninder Kaur. Manroop Kaur. Mandeep Kaur. Graduating with a post-degree certificate in diversity and inclusion leadership and a post-degree certificate in nursing leadership and management, Navjot Kaur. Pasimran Kaur. Graduating with a post-degree certificate in diversity and inclusion leadership, Sharnjit Kaur. Sukhpreet Kaur. Samdeet Kihal. Graduating with distinction with a post-degree certificate in diversity and inclusion leadership and graduating with distinction with a post-degree certificate in nursing leadership and management, Winston Lee. Graduating with a post-degree certificate in diversity and inclusion leadership, Victor Lilang. Graduating with a post-degree certificate in diversity and inclusion leadership, and graduating with distinction with a post-degree certificate in nursing leadership and management, Jaya Pathalatu Jose. Graduating with a post-degree certificate in diversity and inclusion leadership, Sanveer Sangha. Mandeep Sidhu. Kirandeep Singh. Ramanjot Tiwana. Anu Vincent. Graduating with an Associate of Science degree in General Biology, Christian Chow. Graduating with an Associate of Arts degree in Health Sciences, Betty Chan. Kimberly Miguel. Dennis Trang. Graduating with a diploma in Arts and Science, Health Sciences Arts, Navjot Kaur Batoa. Kalampreet Kaur. Sunpreet Kaur. Krizaz Lau Lau. Pankisha Passy. Harjot Kaur Randhawa. Graduating with a diploma in kinesiology, Supreet Icy. Kanwar Gurewal. Soon Hun Lee. Cherie May Madriaga. Ramon Podor Ozaina. Kimberly Ewan. That was good. Graduating with a post-degree certificate in nursing leadership and management, Pooja. Ritu. Sakshi. Graduating with distinction, Ajneb Chong. Manjit Danju. Savrina Dillon. Graduating with distinction, Jessie Glenn May Egam. Manveer Gill. Deepinder Kaur. Gagandeep Kaur. Rajbir Kaur. Ravneet Kaur. Sahibjit Kaur. Graduating with distinction, Sandeep Kaur. Satvir Kaur. Lynn Altessa Lato. Louis Adrian Lato. Graduating with distinction, Keisha May Lim. Mona Trexie Loveti. Graduating with distinction, Guado Mozo. Amanpreet Sohi. Annie William. Graduating with a post-degree diploma in nursing practice in Canada, Nisha. Nivya Antony. Manpreet Atwal. Christine Sedino. Prem Devadas. Pawanpreet Dhaliwal. Graduating with distinction, May Ann Isabel Durbin. Harminder Guman. Anshul Gaglani. Parabjot Kaur Handal. Navneet Johal. Anju Marin John. Avinash Kaur. Gagan Deep Kaur. Gurpreet Kaur. Jagdeep Kaur. Graduating with distinction, Gurpreet Kaur. Manpreet Kaur. Parminder Kaur. Ramandeep Kaur. Ramanpreet Kaur. Sandeep Kaur. Samar Kaur. Tajinder Kaur. Gurpinder Ranji. Gino Senai. Bijo Sam Raj. Just go right there. Perfect. Ringalraj Sandhu. Kamranjeet Sidhu. Navjot Singh. Anvarsa Varghese.
Last one. Yeah. I've got one in my pocket if you would. If you want to. Sure. Just one moment, please. Off you go. Okay. Oops, don't fall off the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, your graduates of 2017. So I must confess, I've just checked out the selfie. Anybody who would like a copy, please give me your email address and I'll send it along. As we bring this afternoon's ceremony to a close, I would like to take a moment to thank Emily King, who sang O Canada, Emily Helsden, who played the violin prior to the ceremony and who will be playing at the reception, Mike MacDonald, the piper, who led our procession, and Christy Lee Charles, the Musqueam singer and drummer, who led our platform party. I would also like to extend our appreciation to the many college employees whose contribution have made this a memorable event. Let's give them a round of applause. It is also my pleasure on behalf of the college and the Langara Students' Union to invite you to a reception in the Langara Students' Union building immediately after the ceremony. Would you please rise and remain standing until the graduates have left the Convocation Hall. I now declare this convocation closed.